You are probably one of the most welcoming country in the whole world, and genuinely kind. I'm born and raised in Paris, so I always have my two sides kiss that we call la bise. It's a way to say hi. It's our way. Other places have three and even sometimes four. Two was taking sometimes a bit of time when you have to see your friends in the morning making la bise to like 4, 5 person, 6 person, and 3 or 4 kisses will be too long. When I arrived here at the beginning, they were greeting me with the hands first, and me was putting my cheek first. That was pretty funny. I have great memories. Paris is a great place to grow, but I will say also maybe a bit risky, because now I have a daughter, and I believe it's more safe for her to grow in a place like Rotoria than in neighbor of Paris itself. Everything could happen in a city like Paris. The best, but also the worst. Yeah, I think me and my friend, we were actually pretty lucky to grow in a place like Saint-Cloud. It is a nice suburb because we have parks, we have pretty calm neighbors. Me and my friends, we were the trouble. we were in a town that was maybe a bit too calm for us. When we arrived at first in New Zealand, we were a bit afraid of a new country, new people, and new culture. We lost that fear very quickly as the Kiwis were so friendly to us. I learned to play golf when I was younger with my mom. When you play golf, it costs a lot of money. But in New Zealand, everyone can play golf. I saw people playing barefoot, drinking a beer in the same time, and make golf like quite casual, and I loved it. And I'm actually quite impressed of the wines we have in New Zealand. They are affordable and they don't need to wait too long to be drinked. New Zealand knows about wine. It's quite impressive. Even cheese, actually. A few months after we arrived, that horrible killing happened in Paris, in that nightclub and those bars. We felt like every French is quite devastated, and we needed to be with some other Frenchies, and so we went to Café de Paris. We definitely have a French community like that we call the French Connection here in Rotoria. The Café de Paris make every first Sundays of the month a French chat, a French meeting in the morning. My generation actually don't know a lot about the Rainbow Warrior, and it's when I arrived in New Zealand that I heard about it, and I went on Google and read about it. Not very proud to be French on that part. I felt I had to apologize in a way to be French for that. Yeah, I hope after all those years that moment is in the past. I learned to play didgeridoo when I was in Paris. A friend of me who was a DJ of techno music had a didgeridoo in his room. I gave it a try. Make my first sound was something very basic. After a few weeks, he actually gave it to me, and after that I never stopped. I brought that didgeridoo into rave parties to play, and now I can play pretty much on hip hop or even jazz. Didgeridoo is pretty basic. It's just an empty piece of wood, a tube. Everything comes from the mouth. All the vibrations, all the sounds, the screams, the singing. Some people say it's one of the hardest instruments to learn. Like any instrument, it just takes time. Once the pianist was quite famous, asked me to play with him on stage. People liked it, and that was an experience. For the lifestyle we have here, for the nature we have around, for my daughter that she can grow in a place with safe and multicultural and more open. That's how I feel about New Zealand. Frenchies can be a bit more into themselves and less open-minded. We like the Frenchies too because they are very proud, very into their passions. New Zealand is so much a multicultural place with all those foreigners like us that arrived in New Zealand that I feel it's easier to mix in New Zealand than in France.